Hey everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Ray's Reviews. And in today's video, I just want to talk about the recently announced news for all users of Celsius that are in the USA. And today, we all got an email notification that as of April 15th, any coins transferred to Celsius by users in the United States will no longer earn interest. Now, if you transfer coins in prior to April 15th, you'll continue to earn rewards on those coins as well as any existing coins in your account. But this is really sudden news as you only have like 3 days from the time the news was announced to kind of think and plan about what you're gonna do next. Now, this once again affects only the users in USA once again, and there is a way to continue to get interest for new coins transferred in after April 15th, and that is if you become a verified accredited investor. Now, obviously there are certain qualifications to become an accredited investor. One of them is like having over $1 million in net assets, excluding your principal residence, or another one could be like if you make over $200,000 a year in income, maybe if you're like a FANG engineer or something. But unfortunately, this accredited investor thing will exclude a lot of people, especially the little guy. And I would say that this is definitely disappointing news for USA users, especially people that are just coming into crypto for the very first time. But I do think that this news, while sudden and unexpected, is a little different than the whole drop in the Crypto.com earn rates, where Crypto.com kind of dropped their earn rates and then kind of dropped them again 3 weeks later before the first rate drop was even effective. Now, I think Crypto.com's situation was more of a response to market conditions and really to try to manage cash flow, whereas Celsius's sudden announcement, I think, is probably one more of a regulatory concern, probably having to do with the SEC and maybe Gary Gensler. And I just really want to note how fast regulation hits these crypto companies, and that oftentimes they don't really have time to react to regulations and really give their customers like a 30-day notice so that the customer can plan and react and think about what they're going to do next. Because sometimes there can just be things that are happening behind the scenes in regards to regulation that we just aren't aware of as the average mainstream user. And I definitely don't blame Celsius or anything like that, or have any issues with the way it was communicated with such short notice. It was once again most likely a response to the SEC and regulatory conditions. But again, it just really hurts the average new user, that average Joe, especially people that might have signed up for a Celsius account over the Bitcoin Miami conference that just happened a few days ago, and a place where Celsius themselves announced record-breaking sign-up numbers. Now, I obviously don't think that this is something that Celsius wants to do or that they purposely try to hide information from their users. I don't think this is the case. I personally never thought this move would ever happen, but what can you do? I mean, you don't have a whole lot of choice either. It's either you have to comply with the regulations or not have a product at all. So you kind of have to choose between the two options. Now, I personally never understood why no one kind of regulates like anyone going to Vegas and blowing like $50,000 on roulette, betting on black or red. But if people want to have a simple crypto experience and earn interest, there seems to be so many problems. But hey, what can you do? I personally think that the Celsius's CEO, Alex Machinsky, he seems pretty open about communication with their weekly AMA and probably tried really hard to fight this, but you don't mess with Gary Gensler, the chairman of the SEC, or you will get GG'd.
The lurkers now coming forward. They will have premium position over this expansion. The SUVs need to be evacuated, and I believe this is the beginning of the end of this game.
There it is, GG. Boxer defeated.
I definitely think that this announcement hurts new people coming into crypto and regular people that are looking to build wealth through crypto. And one of the things that I really liked about Celsius was just how easy it was to use, just like Crypto.com, and how user-friendly it was, and how they always had great promo codes to encourage more assets to be transferred to their platform. I know I was personally planning on moving some of my crypto assets over to Celsius, especially after Crypto.com implemented their $30,000 tier 1 limit on the Crypto.com Earn program. And I still plan to do so, like the Bitcoin Satoshi promo code that they had recently. Well, I guess I better transfer before April 15th now. But I guess unless I'm an accredited investor, I personally wouldn't be transferring any further assets into Celsius with this new news. And it just really seems that all centralized platforms are getting hit lately with a lot of bad news. So with the recent drop in Crypto.com earn rates and Celsius dropping their interest program after April 15th altogether for non-accredited US users, my only question left is, who's next? Now, unfortunately, Voyager Digital also slashed a lot of their earn rates recently. And note that Voyager actually partners with Celsius to offer some of their own yield. So it will be really interesting to see what happens next, and if Voyager Digital is also going to be impacted by some of these new regulations. But with that said, I guess I will have to do an updated video and comparison chart on all the new rates on all the new platforms, because everything has changed so much, and it was really only about 3 weeks ago when I did that rate comparison chart. But once again, with the recent news on Celsius, again, if you guys are planning to transfer assets to Celsius, make sure you do it before April 15th to take advantage of being grandfathered into their requirements, so you will still earn that interest yield. And of course, if you've already done that, as long as you don't transfer those assets out, you'll still be earning interest. I do think more and more crypto regulation is coming to the US, but I really hope that some more regulatory clarity comes soon so these CeFi companies can really find a path forward to continue to service their users. Now, obviously, there are a lot of opportunities in DeFi as well, such as Anchor Protocol on the Terra network, and of course, Kronos with Crypto.com. But again, for brand new users, they are definitely more risky. You lose your key, you lose everything, and there's a lot more scams going on in terms of DeFi. Now, I personally have been investigating new platforms for yield as well, and one of them is Kraken, so I'm taking a look at that. But right now, I have continued to shift crypto assets over to Hodlnaut, that is based out of Singapore, which still has the best Bitcoin rate and USD rate that I'm seeing over other CeFi platforms. Please, of course, do your own due diligence, but I personally like what I see with Hodlnaut so far. And one thing that I definitely want to do is I do want to request a team member from the Hodlnaut team to come on my channel for an AMA in the future, where I do want to ask them some questions about crypto regulations and their own crypto interest program. So I think that will be a very interesting segment. I do have a referral link for a sign-up bonus below if you're brand new to Hodlnaut. And with that said, what do you guys think about the news about Celsius? Hopefully things improve in the future once we get a little bit more regulatory clarity. But I guess that the slash in the Crypto.com earn rates don't look so bad now that this has kind of happened. And I really hope that we can all use Celsius again, because I really prefer Celsius to Fahrenheit. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. But what do you guys think about this change? Are you guys super upset? As with anything and everything, please do your own due diligence. Please do your own research. Don't trust anyone, including myself, unless you've done proper due diligence for yourself. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.